doesn't mean you keep going to 60 and 70. Again, going to extremes.
I'm 53, that's not extreme.
No, but you keep mentioning 60.
Talk to me your mic, talk to me your mic.
You keep mentioning 60, 70. That's extreme from 35.
But I'm
because you don't go from, you haven't mentioned, okay, a woman at 40. You're jumping years. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying just because, my point is, to begin with, just because you're 35 and you're single doesn't mean you'll be single at 40, at 60, at 70. But the problem is that
what? So she just said to the woman not to jump how many years into the future, but then she just said if you're single at 35, then it doesn't mean you're going to be single at 40, at 50, at 60, at 70. She just jumped that same timeline. But more than likely, the probability is that you are going to be single. Why? Because you've adopted the poor value systems that leads you to being single in this relationship and in this life. The fact of the matter is, you're supposed to adopt value systems that make life more meaningful, more purposeful, and more to give you a more higher sense of purpose and a higher sense of drive. And because we don't do that in the West, that's why you see the West falling apart, marriages falling apart, and that's why you see men going their own way and women going into this modern delusion where they're going to end up being alone with their pets.
You've lost all the things that men value. That's the problem, because men value femininity, fertility, and they value youth. So you can't say you're youthful when you're almost halfway through your life. You can't say you're fertile when you're about to have geriatric pregnancy. So it's like, and you look worse than you did at 25, right? So the way you're thinking is like a woman. You don't have someone at 35 doesn't mean you keep.
This is why I like watching Pearly Things, because she just lays it out flat, dead out like that, right? Because I really love the way she lays it out. She just laid it out flat, dead ass. So you can even move off that plate, right? She's like, totally straight. But the things that men value is femininity, youth, agreeableness, right? So if you at the age of 35 have got baggage, children, all these extra things coming out, then you have picked the wrong value system in which to go into this. Now, it's not too late for you to get out of this. You can change the path. You can adopt a better value system to attract a better quality mate, but you have to be willing to do the work and put the time in. And a lot of these modern women don't want to put the work in and do the time in for them to develop themselves to become better women, wives, sisters, and mothers for the suitable men which are actually out there. What they want to do is complain about the victimhood mentality for the 20% of men either at the top, which are sleeping with all the women, or the 20% of men which are at the bottom, which I would call the pookies and the ray-rays and the thug boys and the F-boys and the rest of that stuff, right? Who they deal with. They don't deal with the men that are in between that, right? So what you have here is you have a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I don't want to offend you, but it's not like that. It's not like that in every sector. It's not like that. If you're talking about the top sectors, because there's still, for instance, if you're talking about science, if you're talking about tech, if you're talking about engineering, these sectors, there's still a lack of women.
Why? Because the women go and do it. If there's a lack of women, go and do it. I wanted to be a bus driver, there was a lack of women. You know what I done? I didn't complain and said there's no women bus drivers. Go and do it. They didn't have no managers. Go and do it. Don't sit back complaining that in these top sectors. Nowadays, you've got all the qualifications. You, the young people, you can go to university, you can get degrees. Go and do it. You know, women are, if you want to do something, well, don't complain about it. Change it. Like you said, women are doing it, but the results are still not. No, not really. They're not doing it. They're not.
You see?
No, women are the most educated, but they don't make more money because they have a ton of debt. And women don't make the majority of workplace debts. Where's the equality? Where are the marches? Men are the majority of workplace debts. They do all of the hard jobs, therefore they get more money. Do you want to be a plumber? Do you want to be a bricklayer?
And that's the fact of the matter is the men do the hardest job, the more dangerous job, the more risk-averse jobs. Men are the more likely to die on the job. So when these women talk about these things, and they remove the aspect of looking at the overall holistic picture of how things are actually framed. Now, while I do not agree with everything that everybody says on these actual platforms, and I have my own views and my own opinions, I will definitely agree with the things that the women are being Pearly is saying on here and Grandma is saying on here, because they are 100% speaking facts.